This is Ian Larson, and I'm here to show you what sheet music means to me. For me, sheet music symbolizes teamwork and personal accomplishment. Let's look at some sheet music. On it, you will see an assortment of different notes. The shape of the notes and their position on the stage instructs musicians on what notes they should play and when they should play it. If one musician fails to do what the sheet music tells him to, not only is it incredibly evident, but it could possibly ruin the whole entire piece. Let me give you an example. I've arranged two versions of a well-known song. In one arrangement, the ensemble plays everything perfectly. In the other, one part is off by one note for one measure. This is literally the most insignificant error that could be made during a performance. But as you will see, the mistake is very evident. I'm sure Wizards of Oz would not have won the Oscars for Best Music if that large error was included. Of course, was that really a big error? Only one note was missed out of a total of 168 notes in the four-measure rift. The ensemble as a whole was 99.4% correct. But let's be honest, no one is going to see that as a good performance. That is why, to me, sheet music is very symbolic of teamwork. Everyone has to be perfect in order to have a good performance. This is different from other team-related activities, where there is room for individual error. For example, a basketball player can commit a few turnovers and make a couple dumb plays, but in the large scheme of things, his team could still easily obtain a victory. For a music ensemble, this is impossible, so it is an amazing feeling when a group of individuals can band together and have a great performance. You are not human in these situations, but a small cog in a far greater thing. An ensemble playing impeccably is a true representation of teamwork and unity to me. For me, sheet music also symbolizes personal accomplishment. Throughout my musical career, there have been a handful of songs that have made me feel really accomplished. The first one was a song I played in 5th grade called Band Rocks. In elementary school, the 5th grade band would always hold concerts for the younger children, and the grand finale was always that song. A simple three-note piece that featured every single instrument at one time or another. I remember being ecstatic when our director finally taught us how to play it. Band Rocks was definitely the first steps into my musical career. The second song that made me feel personally accomplished was Outside the Box by J.R. Trimp. This is a song that was in the marching band my freshman year. I initially was hesitant to join the marching band, but last second I decided to sign up. Never before had I been in a situation where I'd spend 12 hours a week for 6 months working on a 7-minute piece. Marching and playing in unison is a lot more difficult than one might guess, and getting that down was one of the greatest feelings of my musical career. As for marching band, I can honestly say that joining it was one of the best decisions of my life. I met all my best friends through that activity. The third song that sticks out to me is School for Scandal by Samuel Barber. This is a fairly simple piece for a trombone player, but it still holds meaning to me. My sophomore year in high school, there was an opening in the school symphony orchestra for trombone, and I decided I was going to learn the instrument and join. Before, the only instrument I was fluent at was the euphonium. I taught myself to play a whole new instrument, and I ultimately did make the ensemble. School for Scandal is the song that sticks out the most for my first year playing the trombone. There's a couple of difficult runs, but I ultimately managed it. Finally, Trombone Concerto by Fernand David is a song that made me feel very accomplished. This was the song I performed my senior year as a solo. In Michigan, there's a solo and ensemble competition where you are judged based on your ability to perform a solo practice for months. I got a 50 out of 50 on my solo, which was enough for me to get a first division, as well as for me to be classified as an all-state musician. Due to this accomplishment, I was also invited to an all-district band, where I ultimately got first chair as a euphonium player. In general, sheet music gives me a great opportunity to feel accomplished. Being able to perform a very difficult song perfectly after months of practice is a great feeling. Due to this, for me, sheet music symbolizes personal accomplishment. Thank you for watching my video.